Ayo, what's poppin', guys? My name is Brandy and welcome back to another video. So today I did not want to put that much makeup on, so I decided to only put on blush, but then I was like, oh, this looks weird. So then I put on eyeshadow, but then I was like, why does it look like I have a black eye? So then I put on lipstick, and then from there I basically did the process backwards. So if my makeup is looking like really bad, that is exactly why. But I just don't feel like redoing it all again. So today is going to be a pretty short video. I'm going to be talking about the differences between freelance modeling and being an agency signed model, and also which one is right for you. So I always get a lot of questions in my inbox about certain agencies, if they're great, if they should sign with this agency, should they sign with my agency, or should they just stay freelance? And to be honest, it all depends on the person. Like, you have to ask yourself what you want out of modeling. Do you want full-time? Do you want part-time? And if you just want a little bit like a side change that you could just do like every once in a while when you're in a bind and you need some money. Now, it's also different depending on if you have been in the business for a while or if you're a beginner. If you're a beginner and you're trying to do modeling full-time, I probably wouldn't suggest being a freelance model. And again, this is my opinion. A lot of people think modeling is just like posing in front of the camera, like going on set, getting free clothes, getting free food, getting like a big payout. And yeah, I mean, a big portion of it is all those things. But also there's like so much more to it as well. Like, there's a lot of different terms, like modeling terms you have to remember. Just like with any job related thing, I think people fail to realize that modeling is a job, and just like with any job, you would want to do your best with the job. There are all these different things that you would have to learn, and yeah, Google's free, anyone can look it up, but at the same time, like, experiencing it is completely different. So I'm gonna be naming some pros and cons. So one of the pros of having an agency is they can place you in different markets. Say you are assigned in LA and you want to be signed in New York or Miami, you can just talk to your agency and they can set that up for you. They'll personally email different agencies and show them your picture. And because these different agencies are working with your agent specifically, they can vouch for you and it'll probably be a lot easier to get signed. On the other hand, if you're freelancing, you're trying to get signed in different agencies, it'll be a lot harder. For some, it'll be easier, but also it'll be harder as well. Say like there's an agency that you want to sign with in New York, but there are certain requirements that you kind of don't fulfill. Like, maybe you're too short, you don't have the right sizes. Normally, if you would submit yourself, the agencies probably wouldn't pick you. But if you talk to your agent can reach out to that agency and then kind of like hype you up. You know, they're your hype man. And by them even doing that, increases your chances of getting signed with this agency, because now they know that you're with an agency, you have experience, you have a great portfolio, you know what to do, so they know that adding you to their roster is not really a waste. Another pro to having an agency is they give you higher paying jobs. Agencies get sent so many castings a day. Now, some of these castings you can see on modeling websites, Facebook, or if you like Google them, sometimes you can see them. But like the really good paying jobs, you know, like Nike or like, I don't know, AMC, they are only sent to that little niche of like agents and agencies. So if you're freelance, you may not know that Samsung is looking for a 5'7" black girl with freaking purple hair, but your agency will know, and then they'll submit you and then you'll get the job, and bada bing bada boom. In freelancing, you can get like jobs that are maybe like 500, 1,000, maybe even 2,000, but having an agency can get you like that step up to having like a bigger pay. And the last pro that I'm going to be talking about is, with an agency, you don't necessarily have to do everything by yourself. Having an agent takes off so much pressure and so much work on your behalf. Like, I remember when I was freelancing, I was literally on my phone every single day looking up every single casting, every single Google search, every single Facebook post, trying to find jobs here and there. But having an agency just takes off so much of that work. I wasn't on my phone as much, nearly like ever. I didn't have to worry about whether or not I was gonna have a job next week or next month, or even to eat, because since you have an agent, what do you need to search for jobs for? They do the searching for you and they submit you to whatever they think you're a fit for. And also, being freelance, you would have to negotiate your pay yourself. With an agent, they do all the negotiating for you. If someone wants to pay you $500 for a job, your agent's like, no. No. If you want my clients, you're gonna have to pay $13.50. That's how it is. And they'll pay it because they want you. And sometimes because people are new with modeling, they don't really know what the pay is for models. So they'll just like down kind of sell themselves, and they'll just kind of like take any pay. Okay, time for the cons. So the cons of having an agency is they take 10-20% off of every booking that you get, which makes sense. You know, if they're getting you a job and you're getting paid for it, they're not. What am I here for? So it's to be expected that they will take a percentage off of your job. But here's the thing. Depending on what kind of contract you have, they may even take a percentage off of the jobs that you book yourself. If a casting director reaches out to you via like Instagram or email, they want to give you a job, and your agency finds out, they're probably going to want like 20% off of that as well. Even though that you found it yourself, you're in their agency, so they want a cut of it. Especially if you like talk to them about it, they talk to them and get everything squared away. They're just like, yeah, I'm going to be taking 20%, which is messed up, yes, but like, that's what happens sometimes. So, you know, you gotta do some jobs low key. If somebody like inboxes you about a job, you just gotta keep that on the TL, you know. Another con is, despite having an agency, they may not exactly get you work every single day. Like I said before, agents get sent a lot of work every single day, and they'll submit you to everything they think that you're right for. But at the end of the day, it's up to the casting director. If they don't like your look, they're not gonna pick you, which means you might not get work every single day. And depending on what kind of contract you have, you can't really go looking out for work for yourself, because some agencies are exclusive, some agencies are non-exclusive. So they want to be the only ones submitting you to things, and they don't want you to look for your own work, which is also messed up, because if they're not really booking you, then you're gonna have to get another job or look for other jobs. But at the same time, you can't get other modeling jobs unless it's through that. And I believe even if you're signed in another market like New York or something, that agency in New York can't submit you to jobs in LA either. So you have to watch where you're signing and fully thoroughly look through the contract and see if it's something that you really want to do. So now I'm going to be talking about freelance modeling. So some pros about freelance modeling. Let's see. You have some control over like your scheduling and what you want to do and what you don't do, stuff like that. Because you're freelancing, you're looking for all the jobs yourself. You're in charge of what kind of work you get. As opposed to having an agency, with freelancing, you can submit yourself to whatever roles there is. It doesn't matter what it is. So another pro with Freelance Model that I personally think is a pro, I don't know about everyone else, but it's not having to go through looking for an agency. Like, to be honest, looking for an agency is stressful, because you're submitting yourself to like hundreds of agencies, and then you would just have to play the waiting game. Also, finding out which agency is best for you, researching the agencies, talking to some of the models signed with that agency, all that is basically like a full-time job. And sometimes people don't make the right decision with their first agencies, and then it's just like all that work, and then you're stuck in a contract with no one getting you work. But with freelance modeling, you're basically your own boss. There's no worry about having to impress an agent, dealing with like body issues, if like the agencies want you but they want you to lose like a couple of inches off your waist or your bust or your like hip. I think being freelance kind of takes the pressure off that and makes modeling more enjoyable. And also with freelancing, you can hustle more. Like, it's really hard to hustle when you're very limited with what you can submit and what you can do. We need to pay rent, we need to pay car, we need to do all these things. If you're not booking me that much, I need to find my own work. Like, I'll still do the work that you get for me, but I need to find my own work so I'll be able to eat the next day or pay my rent. Okay, I didn't really have that many pros for freelance. Now for cons. Now, I know these are a lot of cons, but just don't take it as like there's a lot of cons. That must mean she doesn't like it. But just take it as like there's a lot of reasons why, like, you know, freelance isn't really. So like I mentioned before, the same goes with this. You are doing everything yourself. You have to find the job yourself. You have to reach out to the casting director yourself, negotiate your pay yourself, make sure you're not getting screwed over, actually do your research that this job is credible. Literally everything falls on you. So you have to be able to know your stuff, know your terms, know how much you should be getting paid or what's not right pay, know how to finesse your way into some things, y'all. Just let me tell you. One thing I noticed about freelance modeling that I consider a con is like you get paid way less than you would if you were signed. And it sucks because people who are new that don't really know the pay rate, they'll basically take anything. Because if they're in a tough spot and they really need to pay rent or even anything like that, they'll take the job. They'll take that $100 job because it's $100 that they didn't have before. Which I understand, but at the same time, that tells in bigger brands that it's okay to pay models like the minimum. Not even the minimum. It's just like dirt. Like, you pay us dirt. And that's why they keep offering us like $100 jobs, $200 jobs, because they know that if you're not gonna take it, someone else will take it. And plus, say like you're doing a shoot and there's other models there, not all of you guys are getting paid the same. You have a model that's signed with an agency that's been with their agency for 4+ years. Their day rate is $4,500 and you're getting paid $1,000. And that's just because she signed with an agency and that's what they negotiated. That's what her price is. And she's not gonna model for anything less. And if they really want you, they're gonna pay for that. Another con, I feel like, I think this is just me, or like, I don't know if this like anyone else would consider this a con, but freelance, I feel like because you don't really have an agency, then like your social media needs to be like really, really good, because essentially that is your portfolio. But I feel like you would need to have like an Instagram that showcases like everything that you've done, everything that you could do. I'm not saying that has to be like popular, you have to have all these followers and all these likes and stuff. I'm just saying that you have to have a social media presence, because a lot of people get jobs from Instagram. A lot of casting directors reach out to you via Instagram. Like, if you have an agent, you don't really need that, because it's just like they can talk to your agent and your agent talks to you. Yeah, I think that's everything. If you're lazy like me, I take an agency, have them do all the work for you, and you just show up and do your business. But honestly, modeling really takes like a lot. You need to really, 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 really do your research, especially with these photographers. If you're trying to get your portfolio done, make sure you have everything like set and squared. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to this video. Hope you guys liked it. I will be trying to post twice a week now. But yeah, I'll see you guys next Thursday. Bye.